Hey, what's up, Joe? Can you see me? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. What's going on, brother?
Not much, man. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Just here grinding. I got a massage in like 2 hours, so.
Work.
What's up, my
Work
man? How are
hard
you?
until you play. I'm pretty good, man. I appreciate you taking the time to jump on here with me for a few minutes today.
Yeah, for sure, man. For sure, man.
Awesome.
Looking forward to it.
Cool, cool. Well, I'll jump right into it. I know you got a lot going on. Do you mind telling me a little bit about where you're from and how you originally got going in real estate?
Yeah, man. So originally from Northern Virginia, right outside DC.
Okay.
Got started back in 2014. So it's been about 5 years now, man. And let's see. We got. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, cool. All right, just put my phone on silent. But yeah, man, got started out in DC. I actually joined up with a partner, and man, like I was flipping cars at the time, and I actually met this guy that was actually flipping homes at the time, and we kind of got together and started doing wholesaling.
Okay.
And yeah, man, and so pretty much joined in. He had a specific skill set. I had a different skill set, and we completely blew the whole thing up together, man. And that was about 5 years ago. We had no idea. We kind of had an idea what we were doing for sure, but we had no idea how to run a business.
Right.
And so, like, one of the things that I'm passionate about, which is something that I struggle with a lot,
Right.
in the early years, was like actually building a business as opposed to having a glorified hustle.
Right.
Yeah, man. So yeah, man, started out back there. We were just doing a ton of cold calling, driving for dollars, consistently, sending mail back in the day, you know how it is.
Cool.
And yeah, man, we started to find consistency in 2015.
Okay.
After building a real system.
Okay.
And fast forward, and we were in 4 or 5 different markets.
Okay.
Just crushing it in every single market, and it was awesome, man. And now what I do now is I help real estate investors pretty much scale their business
Right.
to where it's actually a real business and not just a glorified hustle. You know what I'm saying? So
Right, for sure. So what markets are y'all currently working at this point?
So right now, I actually, excuse me, put that right there. Perfect. So, yeah, man. So I actually, I sold my ownership of that business about back in November.
Okay.
And so I could specifically work on building this new business, which is the consulting side, right?
Right.
And helping others just really achieve that success, because, like, man, it's so different. It is so different, like having a business where it's a hustle and having a real business with like systems and processes and automated things that work ideally without you. So that's kind of what I teach.
Awesome.
Cool.
So that kind of leads me into my next point. So I was going to ask you about your business model. You basically just shared it with me, given that you've moved on to the consulting side, but generally speaking, I guess what I'll ask you about is, what are you teaching your students as far as, do you kind of tell your students to just go where their business takes them? Or do you primarily focus on wholesaling and teaching people how to set up their wholesaling business? Or do you teach people to kind of look into every venue of making money in real estate, both flips and
yeah, man. So, like, I always say, like, it's a real estate acquisitions business, right? Depending on what you do with it, like, no matter what you do with it, like, that's up to you. Whether you want to wholesale it, whether you want to wholesale, whether you want to, take it down for yourself. That's obviously up to discretion for whoever's getting the property. But the bulk of the business is in the marketing side and the sales side, right? At least as far as sourcing your own deals, So I do focus primarily on wholesaling, and really just building up a real estate acquisitions company as far as marketing. So I'm really, really focused on marketing, on acquisitions, and yeah, man. So, that's basically the majority of what I teach.
Cool. I don't want to ask you to give up too many of your secrets, but right now, where are you directing most of your students to find deals in 2019, given that it can be such a challenge at times?
For sure, yeah. Like a lot of people think that there's a secret sauce, right? And the reality is there's certain niches that can work for people, right? But as far as scaling, it's really just about consistency. It's about having an efficient operation. It's about having good, solid people on your team, right? Because, like for example, like the 5 Dysfunctions of a Team, that book. Like, have you ever read that book?
I've not. You said the 5 Dysfunctions of a Team?
Yep. So Patrick Lencioni in that book, I mean, it's a great book, by the way, but he outlines, like, just in general, I mean, like a company that has efficient processes of people that are all rowing in the same direction as far as the vision goes, with great people, is going to dominate any market at any point in time, any industry, et cetera, et cetera. Like, so really the people that are going to win and that have been winning in this market right now are the people that have the lean operations, efficient processes, the rock stars. They have the good people on their team. Those are the people that are doing really well right now, right? There's specific, niche lists that you can hit, if you're a little bit smaller of an operation. There's certain ones, like I always teach people to go where other investors are not going, right? Especially in this market, right? Which obviously can only work realistically up to a certain degree, and then you're gonna have to, you're gonna also have to play in the big pool. But yeah, like I mean, I teach my students to get as many lists as they can from the county, from other, and if they need to, going to third-party sources, evictions, probates, right, tax delinquents. But I'm big on stacking, right? So stacking your lists and seeing what people are in multiple motivation points, and attacking narrowly, right? If you're in this stage of the business, attacking those lists narrowly, and hitting hotter niche lists from specific angles as opposed to trying to go broad and wide.
Right.
I think that's where a lot of people are faltering. Actually, there's a lot of places, man. Like I've one of my favorite things to do is, like, my highest level package is for me to like fly into a business, fly into an office with a team, and dissect every little part of it and make major immediate tweaks. And every single time there's like massive like aha moments,
right?
And huge pivots. Because the reality is, like, it's a business, and there's so many components, and there's so many places where there could be weak points and bottlenecks, Right. But in the general sense, like, I teach my students, again, like, try to get what other investors aren't. So, like, for example, if people are skip tracing lists, there's small percentage of people that don't come back from the skip traces. Right. And usually, whether that's 10, 20, 30% of your list, and usually what most people do is they just take that and they dump it into their cold calling service, their RVM, their text blast service. But usually they don't take that other 10, 20, 30% and try to re-skip trace them, and get those, get a lot of those updated phone numbers as well. And that's proven to be super successful for people. Getting where other investors aren't. There's like a secret absentee list that we used to pull, which was more of an expensive list. It was definitely more of an expensive list, but it was probably one of our top performers, which essentially is like you get an owner-occupied list, and so the owner-occupieds that we took was just straight from list source. We would do 50% equity plus, and then 20-year ownership. Or sometimes 15, depending on if it was a hotter area. But what we would do is, when we skip trace that owner-occupied list, we would find that some of them were actually absentees. Right. And that list, we separated it out, and we targeted that specifically. It's a small list. Right. But that list was consistently one of our highest performers.
Awesome.
Cool. Yeah, man. There's a ton of others, but like
Right, for sure.
you know.
For sure, that's interesting. Cool. So are y'all just, I mean, go over this quickly. Are you primarily sticking to cold calling? I heard you say text blast as well. I've had a lot of people giving me good feedback on the price per lead of text blast. Are y'all teaching mailers at all? Because I mean, I know I spend a lot of money on mailers, but I'm going a lot deeper on cold calling right now as well.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think any marketing channel can work. I'm a big fan of texting right now because I've just seen all my clients' numbers, and they're consistently receiving. I always say, if you're doing a marketing channel, make sure that you're getting at least a 400% return, 400% ROI on your money that you're spending on marketing. So that means if you're spending $100, or if you're spending $1,000, like more realistically, then you're going to make 5,000, right? And the delta between that is 4,000, which is where the 400% comes from. Or if you spend 2,000, right, you get a $10,000 return, which is typically your average wholesale deal, right? But for texting, I've definitely seen some of the highest returns I've ever seen. I mean, I'm seeing consistently over 1,000% returns.
Right.
That's not uncommon. I'm not saying that's the norm, but that's not uncommon.
Right. Okay. Cool, man. Yeah, I definitely need to look into that.
Yeah, man.
I'm definitely in the process of taking my business to that next level by systemizing everything and making it more of a business myself, and trying to remove myself from the business so I can start working on the business a lot more.
Yeah, man.
Where are the best places to find the educational stuff you're putting out there? I know you have events as well. What kind of events do you have coming up? How frequently do you do them? What's the best way to keep up with all that on you?
For sure. And I'll talk a little bit more about also like just who I actually serve, right? Because I don't work with newbies, right? I don't work with new wholesalers, new investors. I'm really looking to take people that are already semi-successful, or they might even be struggling a little bit, but they've been in the game for a while, and teach them how to create a real business so they can finally get the freedom that they're looking for. A lot of people are stressed. They got into this business, they got into entrepreneurship for freedom, but they're stressed, right? Because they're living deal to deal, or they're overwhelmed because they're doing everything in the business, right? They're doing the marketing, they're doing the acquisitions, the dispositions, right? And all the while trying to grow the business as well. And somehow trying to maintain a personal life too, right? Or they're scared, they're frightened because they're not even sure if they're going to be in business in the next 3-4 months, or they don't know where to put their marketing dollars. And so those are the kind of people that I help, and I teach them the exact system that we use to scale our business, to go from broke to freaking multi-millions, because we also almost went broke 3 times. We almost hit the we almost hit bankruptcy 3 freaking times, yeah, man. So like, that's why I'm passionate about that, because I want to teach people how to get out of that hustle mentality, how to get out of the glorified grind that we have here, So yeah, man. So that's kind of who I help, and like I said, we go through, like, I have like a very, very systematic process that all my students have been just following, just crushing it, man. Like I have a student and I literally have students of all calibers, right? I had a student that I'll just outline them. Joe and Lisa, they were here in Tampa, and they did about 400,000 last year. So they did pretty well. And just this first quarter and a half, they were able to generate that amount.
That's awesome.
After joining up with my program. Also, similar story, Dan and Andrew over in DC. And again, I work with in all markets, right? This works in any market. Cool. And dude, they did like 700 grand last year. And then they were able to reach the 700 mark. They texted me at the end of May, of May this year. And then also, I have someone on the opposite side of the spectrum who had a full-time job, right? But she was super committed, and she quit her job during my program, and now she's literally closing like 5, 7, 8 deals a month.
Awesome.
And and she's crushing it, man. Has a full team now. She has a full team, and you know, it's just on autopilot almost. And so, yeah, man. So, you know, I teach that exact system, right? Starting with the structure. We talked about the marketing, where, you know, I teach them how to generate unlimited, you know, good quality leads. And so, yeah. So, and okay. So, what's up, Andrew? He just he definitely just hit it right on the head. Like, nobody is teaching this like anti-grind mentality, you know? Right. And I'm so passionate about teaching that, not even on the business level, but on the personal level, because like that type of mindset is literally fucking with people like crazy nowadays. It's terrible. It's fucking with their peace, with their happiness, with their joy. Like it's destroying that. And so, yeah, man, I appreciate you, you know, I appreciate you commenting that, brother. But yeah, man, so ways to work with me. I have an event coming up. We just had our previous event in Miami about 2 weeks ago, a week and a half ago, and it was amazing. It was our best event yet. Stellar reviews. Literally go through every aspect of the business. Have another one coming up in Dallas, November 15th through 16th, and we're adding a third bonus day, 17th as well. And you know, I'm literally going through the exact processes and step by step of how to structure out this business, how to process this business, and ton of golden nuggets. I mean, people were saying like they got, so the ticket is $5,000. People were saying like they literally got like $100,000 worth of value, you know? Right. And that's November 15th, 16th, and 17th. And then I also do coaching, which you guys can reach out to me directly. Just shoot me a DM if that's something that you're interested in. So yeah, follow me on here. You know, Joe Dillon Official. You know, just will my name pop up here?
I will tag you when I post it. I'll post it on IGTV.
Oh, okay. So you take this.
I'll post it on my story as well.
All right,
yeah.
Sweet, man,
so it'll be on my page forever.
All right, sweet.
I'll be driving them your way.
Cool, man. Well, yeah, man. I mean, I love to really be the one to help people elevate to that level. I'm probably one of the most selective coaches. Like, I literally push people away from working with me, which is a blessing to say, but like, you know, some people are just not ready or they're not a good fit. And so, you know, if you're interested in a mentorship, a long-term mentorship, where I can guide you step by step, you know, just reach out to me, you know, shoot me a DM, and we'll see if you're a good fit. But other than that, yeah, just follow me on Instagram. I'm consistently putting out, you know, free content. Add me on Facebook. I'm Joe Dillon on Facebook, and yeah, pretty much it, my man. Oh, I do have a website where you can take a look at the event as well. It's just 7-Figure Wholesale. Okay. The number 7, 7-Figure Wholesale. Let me see if I can type it here. 7figureWholesale.com/apply now. As you can see, like, even everything that we do is application based. Like we don't even accept people into our event just by buying a ticket. Like, they have to apply. Okay. Yeah. So there you go. It's right there. Perfect. But awesome. Yeah, man, I definitely appreciate the time here, man, and appreciate you as well.
You as well, man, and I'll keep in touch. And honestly, I'll most likely be hitting you up and applying for some of this at some point.
Yeah, man. Let me know, man. Hit me up. We're changing lives out here, brother. For real.
All right, man. I appreciate it, and enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy your massage.
All right. Thanks a lot, brother. Talk soon.